What's up, guys?
Hello.
We're gonna react to the most disgusting moments on Hoarders.
What's Hoarders?
You're about to
Did you
find
back?
out.
I don't want to talk about it.
He doesn't want to talk about it.
How's the math test?
I don't want to.
Don't want to talk about it.
You need to talk to somebody. I talked to my Talkspace therapist.
Can't afford it.
She
And
needs to
still,
get the fuck off his
don't
back.
want to talk about it.
Talkspace is super.
What's wrong?
The
with
most
him?
disgusting moments on Hoarders.
My name is Lisa, and I love cooking.
Okay. Oh fuck.
I'm probably a hoarder.
Probably. Okay, so hoarders, it's people who collect stuff.
I pray for my sister a lot
Collect.
because she's
This is
dying
my
to slow
garbage
down.
collection.
And if she doesn't get help,
Pick up
she's gonna
garbage.
die in that house.
Fred and Mary are a couple that live somewhere in Missouri, USA. But apart from being a couple, Fred and Mary are also partners in crime.
This is like
And by
our
crime,
business, like after
we mean
get-
they are hoarders.
Anything I thought I needed, I kept. But you don't realize how much you do have until you turn around and look.
My insect egg collection.
This couple hoarding is so bad that their home is a breeding ground for one of the most disgusting things ever, roaches.
Ago, I seen a few roaches, so I sprayed. This past month, they must have multiplied.
I sprayed one.
They claim if you see one, there's 100 hiding somewhere, so
I don't know about you.
The condition of the house got so terrible that it grabbed the attention of county authorities. And as soon as they took a look at it, they labeled the place unlivable and consequently shut it down.
They can do that.
The county also wasted no
Wow.
time in issuing an order for the family to vacate, with Fred facing criminal charges as a result.
they charged me for child endangerment because my house was dirty.
Dirty.
They overreacted a lot. I mean, I'm not here to harm anybody. I didn't harm my son.
After pouring so much money into hotel accommodation, Fred and Mary have finally decided to team up with a group of experts to save their house in order to avoid ending up homeless.
Yeah, just clean your house.
But before the cleanup can start,
It's emotional,
they first have to
right?
hose down the entire place because of the massive amount of dust piled up inside.
It's ecological, yeah.
We don't normally have
Yeah,
to
well,
hose down a house before we clean it, but the
I
dust
guess
is so
I
bad in
understand
this
the
house.
part
And,
about
I mean,
not
one
throwing
reason the
things that
cobwebs
you've
look so thick and
collected,
disgusting is
but
because there's
the
inches of dust
though,
in the
is
cobwebs.
like-
Suddenly, an oxygen
like the
tank
opposite
buried
of
under
what we're
piles
like.
of flammable garbage
both
begins
are.
leaking.
Yeah.
But thankfully, Matt shuts it down before it gets out of
Sometimes
hand.
throw shit in them,
I know.
like thinking, why did they do that? There you go.
It's got some nitrous
That is
oxide.
very dangerous, my friend.
As the cleanup progresses,
tank under
Fred
his
grows
bed.
increasingly anxious about missing documents. Seeing his concern, Matt
Where's
gathers
my
the
sea
whole
monkeys?
family to help in the search for these important papers.
Paperwork where the table was. We need to find the
There in
paperwork.
my little black book with all the medical numbers. That's it.
After sifting through the hoard for an hour, Christine believes she's found what her dad was looking for, only to realize it's not what he needed after all.
Ew.
Is that it?
I think so.
Great, take it to him.
Not it, mother.
As Christine's search
looking.
falls short, Mary's anxiety starts to climb, but mostly because the reality of the hoarding situation has finally pushed her to her breaking point.
Just went in, as crappy as it was home. No matter what, it was your place. Right.
As they continue working inside the house, the extent of structural damage caused by
sounds
hoarding
pretty good.
becomes apparent. Spotting the basement through a hole in the floor, Matt and Fred decide to venture down for a closer inspection.
Kind of dead bodies.
The guys literally just dropped right through the floor. Because I can see the trash in the basement.
By day's end, county investigators show up to check out the house.
How do
So
you
one
let a
thing for
fucking camera
occupancy,
crew in there?
the kitchen
like,
has to be
embarrass them
usable,
anymore?
it has to
Fuck
be
you.
healthy. There's a lot of damage still in the
Does it get
kitchen.
paid?
The subfloor is damaged.
And
The
garbage.
infestation is still pretty bad. That needs to be corrected before we can lift the vacate.
Even though they don't fully lift the ban,
paper,
it
I
feels
guess,
like the
like
beginning of
garbage.
their journey to reclaiming their home has finally kicked off.
How fast?
Lisa
they
is one of the
get
most
kicked out?
creative
They get
people
kicked
you'd ever
out?
find. But at the same time, she's also one of the craziest hoarders you'll ever meet.
That's a new
Food
person.
is
They-
like
they
creativity
wouldn't
and
let them leave
possibilities
until
in
they
life.
cleaned
shit.
But I don't have a working
And they got rid of the mold
refrigerator.
and shit.
When
Well, that's a
I
new
buy
person. What
food,
about
I have to hang
other
the bags from the
should do
chandeliers
an
in order to
update.
keep the rats from getting to the food.
According to her daughter Anna, Lisa's hoarding has gotten so bad over the years that her house now looks like something pulled right out of a horror movie.
Something out of a monster movie, where it's some swamp thing is gonna rise out of the basement because it's created a new life form down there. There's just food everywhere. It's as if somebody had just taken a municipal garbage.
For one, the same state of the house is so bad that it's beginning to piss off the neighbors. And if it continues like this, Anna fears that they might just call Adult Protective Services on her mother.
By 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in the oceans. There are 18 billion pounds of plastic waste entering our oceans every year. You've seen the images. Our marine life is under threat. So we've created a new plan.
The neighbors are not happy with the house, and they have been calling the zoning board about the front yard and calls the fire department or the health department.
After taking a closer look at Lise, Case, we realized that her hoarding was triggered by a very traumatizing marriage. Turns out Lisa's late husband was a narcissist that would stop at nothing to be in control.
My husband was constantly up and down. You know, very good, very bad. I love you, I love you, I love you. Move out, I can't stand you.
It turns out that initially, Lisa took pride in maintaining a beautiful home.
Yeah, right.
But when her husband started convincing her that she was a slob to rationalize his abusive behavior, she began internalizing that image of herself. And eventually, because of that way.
She was in so much anxiety and fear over him that what he said became reality.
Yeah, definitely.
She became a hoarder because he told her she was one, like a hypnotized person.
Realizing her home might be condemned, Lisa has taken the big step of agreeing to get help for her hoarding habits. With the help of Anna's boyfriend, Richie, Matt kicks off the day's efforts with a focus on sorting out the chaos in the kitchen.
Have a rat. It's our first flattened rat.
I smell a rat. Is there a date on him?
No date on him.
Meanwhile, on the porch, psychologist Mark Pfeffer helps Lisa sift through bags of trash brought out from the house. To keep day 2 of the cleanup moving, Matt decides to keep Lisa out of the kitchen. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Matt continues to discover fossilized rats.
Fossilized, not even like eaten, it's just fossilized.
Ready for spaghetti.
And as if that isn't enough, he makes one of the most disgusting discoveries of the day.
Yep, that's shit.
Turns out a jar of candy that Lisa has saved for 25 long years. But what is even more disgusting is that she dips her hand in the jar and eats it.
ate it? Oh my god.
What?
That's what we need for views.
I can't taste it.
I just wanted to tell you.
Oh, sweet lord.
Sweet lord.
Near the end of the day, Anna and Richie arrive to see the results of the cleanup so far. But unfortunately, it doesn't look any different from what it initially was.
I mean, this is so disgusting. This could be the house we come in to fix rather than the aftershock, you know?
In the end, Matt and Mark suggest that Anna calls Adult Protection Services to give Lisa the help that she needs. And when Anna shows some resistance, Matt and Mark assure Anna they'll handle the call. But there's still the task of informing Lisa about their plan that they need to tackle.
Well, you don't have to call EPS. We are proud to.
Nancy is a retired phone company worker that lives in Seattle, Washington.
Is that necessary?
For Nancy, her hoarding habit began back when she was just a kid. And ever since, she has never given it a break.
My house is filled with empty bottles.
They add like a layer
empty boxes,
of garbage.
and empty dog food cans.
I thought she was just gonna eat that.
Over the years, Nancy's home has been completely swallowed in a pile of garbage to the extent that she literally walks, sleeps, and breathes in
Dramatic
trash.
effect, yeah.
Garbage like that, or the crap laying on the floor.
They do, yeah, they
Some
do
people
that. I
get
see it,
excited
yeah.
that
Why would
life's
you
okay
not
like
throw the
this.
dog can out?
After much
up with this
convincing from her
effect?
family, Nancy has accepted help from a team of professionals to address her hoarding.
You know how much dog
All right, you guys, so we gotta get started. We have the bio crew here. They're gonna take care of the really bad stuff in there.
But even before the cleanup kicks off, Nancy's anxiety level begins to rise.
I just want to say, please do not ask me why I want to keep something.
Listen, if we don't question you,
To ease her nerves, Corey decides to bring Nancy into the kitchen so that she can work with her family and the team in sorting out some things.
You want to come sit right here?
Together.
First thing I'd like to do this morning is take Nancy and her family into the kitchen. I want them to work together, learn to communicate, talk about things, because once we leave, they're going to be stuck with this mess.
While Nancy keeps an eye on things at the door, her family jumps in to handle the kitchen cleanup like a well-rehearsed team. Everything was going pretty well, when suddenly, Nancy's sister breaks down due to the horrible state of the kitchen.
Yeah, she's like, why do I need a mask?
Everything was going fine in the kitchen, but then all of a sudden, Janine just kind of had a breakdown, it looked like. She just started staring at the floor, and crying.
Because she didn't want the trash to be away.
It's her sister?
The microwave is covered in rodent feces. And to think of preparing food in that type of environment, there just aren't words.
When her sister asks why she kept the state of the house from the rest of the family, Nancy reveals her biggest fears.
Judgment and rejection.
That's like sad.
And are you feeling that now?
No.
Why is everyone spiraling over YouTube banning ad blockers? Like, chill guys, just use Pi. It's a free Chrome extension that's actually made by one of the founders of Honey, and it...
Not at all.
With Nancy's fear now out of the way, the family and the crew put all hands on deck to get the house cleaned up.
Break. Okay, this one's full.
After clearing out most of the house, the crumbling structure of the house is revealed.
Very significant damage.
We need new pillows.
Okay,
There's
nothing left.
I'm sorry to break it, dude.
You have major slant to your floor back here.
When they break the news about the inhabitable nature of the house to Nancy, it's just too much for her to handle.
Well, I didn't know it was as bad as it is.
Stupid.
I just need some time to accept it.
I'm sorry.
This is too hard.
With the situation on ground, psychologist Michael recommends that Nancy move somewhere closer to her family. After hearing Michael's suggestion, Nancy's sister offers her a home in daughter's house since they are relocating.
What?
There's a large room over a double
I'm
garage,
just thinking the daughters.
and they want to offer it to you for the winter. A large...
Sister offers her a home in daughter's house since they are relocating. Hearing Michael's suggestion, Nancy's sister offers her a home in daughter's house since they are relocating.
Wait, what?
There's a large room over a double garage, and they want to offer it to you for the winter.
I bring my garbage.
Now that Nancy's got her new living situation squared away, the cleanup mission pivots to salvaging items that'll fit into her fresh start.
Nice dumpster to live in.
Do you need it? This man you.
She's going to be around family in a new clean environment. Her health is going to get better.
And in the end, Nancy's story is one of those things that teaches us that we can get past anything as far as we have the right people around. Bob and Betsy have been married for 30 long years.
But why would
when
you
they
keep
first
trash?
moved into their home about 29 years ago, the house was absolutely spotless. But after having 4 kids, things took a nosedive.
It became more difficult to keep up with things.
Right now, the unfit living conditions for Bob's family have reached a crisis point. And by that, we mean their home has been infested with bed bugs.
Some
And they have a kid.
bed bugs have gotten into our house. With the clutter, they find a lot of places to hide, and it's very hard to find all the places that they hide.
They need to, like,
The bed bug situation has escalated to the point where the family can't even sleep in their own home anymore.
We haven't been sleeping in the house for probably 6 or 7 weeks, roughly.
Bob's plan was to starve out the bed bugs by camping in the yard with Betsy and their 4 youngest kids, all between 3 and 13. But unfortunately for him, it's tough luck. Because bed bugs can endure for up to 2 years on just 1 meal.
It's like our own choice to sleep. The place I really want to sleep is in my room.
With temperatures dropping close to freezing, Bob has to clear out the house for the exterminators to tackle the bed bug infestation. So, he has no other choice than to work with a team of professionals. Turns out that Bob's mother lived through the Depression, and as a result, he learned from her that it's very important to save things. The only problem is that Bob may be too focused on saving that he compromises his children's safety. Thankfully, that's about to change. A professional organizer and her team show up to declutter Bob's place, making way for the exterminators to fumigate and tackle the bedbug issue. But before they kick things off, Bob and Betsy's kids were taken out of the house while the cleaning process was underway.
It's ready.
They're in the tent.
Let's go.
Amidst
program
the
pays
ongoing
for it or
cleanup,
something?
Dr.
Yes.
Moore feels it's necessary for Betsy to address her frustrations about the house's condition with Bob.
They're trying to keep things clean or to try to keep up with everything that he brings in the house.
Almost everything in the house is contaminated by bedbugs, so Bob and Betsy are concerned about some of their children's favorite toys.
It's cardboard. They can crawl in. They lay eggs. They will hatch.
We take these, bag them, double bag them.
When the exterminator arrives, he is given a tour of the house to see if it is fit for the bedbugs treatment now. Thankfully, he confirms that the kids' toys are safe to keep. And with that, the only thing left to do is the extermination.
Thank God.
This family back in their house. So Jim, what we need from you now is a yes or no. Do you think this is a job that you can do?
Yes, we can exterminate right now.
After getting a green light from the exterminator,
I'm worried,
Bob,
about the
Betsy, and their 4 kids are aiming to finally sleep in their own home tomorrow night. Meet Jill, a 60-year-old woman that lives in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. According to her, she has been a messy person all her life. But apart from just being messy, Jill is a food hoarder.
I've been a messy person all my life.
I'm a bit messy.
I
Just a
hoard
bit
food.
disorganized.
I feel
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store
Get out of here, you
preloaded
psychopath.
with
feel
dare
guilty
you.
about wasting something that somebody could be using.
And we're not playing when we say
You didn't blink. What happened?
Did I click on
What
something?
have we done?
What happened? I don't think I clicked on
they
it.
sleep in their own home tomorrow night. Meet Jill, a
There's no audio
I
here.
think it's their issue.
square-foot home filled with excessive amounts of rotting food. Jill has to clean up, or she will be evicted.
She's an asparagus.
As soon as the cleanup begins, the team starts to uncover some of the rotten foods in her apartment.
To do the pumpkin. Oh, it was a beauty when it was
We'll
alive.
actually have one in the yard.
I enjoyed you while you were here. Thank you.
Yeah, this has
Goodbye.
inspired me to clean up the pumpkin.
Yeah.
But when the crew suggests getting rid of everything in the refrigerator, Jill insists on looking through every single thing.
Rid of everything in the freezer.
Let me look through it if you don't mind. It probably isn't expired because I haven't been buying it that long.
Well, it's green inside.
And to make things worse, she also insists on holding on to things even though they are expired.
It's November of 08. Can we let that go?
No. That's something that I would be able to use.
After lots of back and forth, Jill finally decides to get rid of some of the spoiling food. But aside from that, not much progress was made on the first day of cleaning up.
Throw that butter, throw that cottage cheese.
But even that is
Cottage
nothing
cheese.
compared to the things she's still adamant about holding on to. The situation on ground is so terrible that the psychologist on the team begins to question her perception of food.
Those are the ones that I got from you for my birthday a year ago.
The eggs?
Yes.
A year
And
ago? Why'd you
I
buy
gave
eggs
you
for
to
a
eat.
birthday?
They were too pretty to eat.
What a shitty present.
Are your
They got you a dozen eggs for your
perceptions of
birthday.
food
It wasn't even a dozen, it was
completely
6.
accurate?
The remaining content of the refrigerator is so disgusting that even the professional organizer has to step out to catch his breath.
Yeah, it probably smells. Right?
I'm really grossed out.
Just laughing about it.
Please. It looks like something I
gotta go.
As the day winds down, Dr. Tolan and Brendan encourage Jill to allow the crew to take out the fridge from the basement.
I know I need to change in order to get the life that I want. The yogurt, we'll just let it go. It's all gone.
In the end, there's still a lot left to do in Jill's
45
home.
minutes so I can eat.
But her landlord decides against eviction, giving her a chance to stay as long as she keeps showing progress in her cleaning efforts.
That's nice. They paid him. All right.
No one
I
seems
feel
to
better
know
about
this
myself.
on Amazon. Yeah, me too.
Thank you guys.